Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about my Sephora favorites. So I'm going to start off with the products in order I am using it when I'm doing my makeup. So the first product I've used was Benefit Brow Wiz in the shade 2.5. The next one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is Brow Freeze Gel. So this is the product that is very easy to use, unlike Brow Freeze in the pot. So I think that this brow gel will be very suitable for those people who don't want to spend a lot of time on their brows and want to do their brows quickly and call it a day. The next product is Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This is what I use to prime my face, and afterwards I use Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is my favorite primer as of right now. So for the foundation, I've used NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Duvel, and I mixed this one with House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation in the shade 000 Fair Neutral. So I bought this one in order to mix with my other foundations, which I love, but they are too dark for me, and I really love that they give me light to medium coverage, more on the light side, and I love that they give my skin healthy, luminous finish. So this combination is my favorite right now. Next product I am really loving right now is from Merit. This one is Bronze Balm in the shade Clay. So this is the shade. I really love the shade for my skin. It's not too dark, which is the problem I have with some bronzers. And what I love about this one is that it doesn't give a lot of pigment, so this product is very suitable for those who are afraid to use a lot or for beginners. And I love that this product gives luminous highlighted look. So this bronzer is not matte, as it says Bronze Balm. This is really like a balm on the skin, and I really love this for that. So I'm using this bronzer on the days I don't want too much going on my face, or when I'm really in a hurry, or when I want a very luminous finish. Next, I've used Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in the shade 1 Neutral. This is my favorite concealer as of right now. Among all the concealers I've used in the past, I love this one much better because it doesn't crease as much as others. Of course, if you have wrinkles, concealer will crease, but still it doesn't accentuate fine lines and it doesn't move. Also, I really love the thin consistency. So for my under eyes, I love the thinner consistency, the better. So I love this one, and I also want to purchase the shade 1 Rose Neutral to make my under eyes a little bit brighter. And also I've used Hourglass Vanish Concealer in this shade Beige, just to give my under eyes a little bit of a highlighted look. Usually I try to set my under eyes immediately after the concealer, and so for that I've used Say Air Set Powder in the shade Translucent. This is the powder I've showed in my previous videos. I love the thin consistency, light reflecting particles in it. So this is my favorite powder as of right now. Then to highlight my face a little bit, I've used Merit Day Glow Highlighting Balm in the shade Cava. So as with the bronzer, this is a balm, and this highlighter gives this beautiful sheen on the skin. I really love that look. It doesn't have any sparkles in it. This is truly my product. I love that it makes my skin look healthier. But the only thing I've noticed that if I apply it directly on my face. Sometimes this way it lifts my foundation underneath, so sometimes I take it on my finger and apply it on my face with my finger with tapping motions. So I've been loving this product a lot. This is one of my, I think that among all the makeup I got, this is one of my favorite products. Then I've set my face with the Sisley Blur Expert Powder in the shade Light. So this is the powder I've been talking about in my previous videos, and I love this powder for a highlighted look. So I'm placing this powder all over my face, and it doesn't mattify my face like NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop matte powder, mattifying powder. But this powder gives very beautiful, natural and healthy looking skin finish. So this is my favorite powder, but right now in the summer I prefer using it on my cheeks, on my chin, but for the forehead I am oily on my T-zone. I prefer using mattifying powder. So this one I am using all over the face except my forehead. And in the colder months I am planning on using it all over my face. So this is very beautiful powder. If you are looking for the powder that will be natural, that will give you healthy looking skin, this is the one. Then I contoured my nose with the Dolce & Gabbana blush in the shade Tan. This is my old, very old blush. As you can see, I have a dent in it, but still I have a lot, so I think that this will last me until the next meteorite fall. So for the powder bronzer, I've used House Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in the shade Light Level 2. This is very suitable color for my skin tone, and the consistency of this powder is very interesting. It does remind me, the consistency reminds me of Chanel bronzer in the big pot. So I really love the finish, I love the color, so I used this today all over my face, on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my jawline. So this is my favorite powder bronzer right now. I've heard a lot of good things about this bronzer and people didn't lie. So the next product is the one that I've been wanting to try for a long time. This one is from Patrick Ta, Double Cream and Powder Blush in the shade Not Too Much. So I've been purchasing this product with intention to use it as my everyday blush for work, for example. I thought that this blush would be more on the beige side, but on my skin it pulls a little bit pink, which I love. And I think that the color is gorgeous, and this is the color that will fit almost everyone. And also I tried the technique Patrick Ta recommended, so I've applied powder first and then the cream blush on top, and since I love this fresh luminous look, I think that this technique is perfect for that, and so far I've been loving doing that. And so for the setting my makeup, I've used Caliray Surf Proof Setting Spray. So mine came with a broken cap, and I've been listening one recommendation that this is the best setting spray for the summer. This one has very beautiful summery sunscreeny scent, which I love, and the mist is very fine. It contains niacinamide and transdermal magnesium, so I really love the products with niacinamide. This is a working ingredient, so I'm happy that this setting spray has it. So I've been using it for a week now, but so far I love it. So the only makeup item today which isn't from Sephora is my Maybelline mascara, so I've used that. But I also love the YSL Lash Clash mascara. The one I've been using dried out, and I think that mascara is even better than Maybelline in terms of flaking and smudging, so I highly recommend trying that one as well. So the last products I've used, one is from Rare Beauty. So this one is Kind Words matte lip liner in the shade Worthy. I've heard a lot of good things about these lip liners and about Rare Beauty in general. So I've decided to try this color because it is a little bit pink, which I love for myself. And what I love about this pencil, it is very creamy, so it is not very long lasting, but it reminds me of Sephora collection lip liners. So I have one from Sephora Rouge Gel lip liner in the shade Knock on Wood. So this Rare Beauty lip liner reminds me of this one a lot, but this one is more glossy. So I love a lot the consistency and the color, so this one is definitely will be in rotation. And the last product I've used was Lawless Beauty lipstick in the shade Platinum. So the thing I love about this lipstick, it is very creamy and hydrating. It is not matte, so it gives more a satiny finish. And I love the color, it is perfect for my skin tone. At first I thought it would be too light because all the YouTube videos and on social media I saw, it looked very light. So on the tan and medium skin tones it is very light, but on the fair skin tone it is almost ideal. I love the consistency and the color. So as you can see, this is very beautiful pinky nudie shade. I love the shades for me. So I think that this is it for my Sephora favorites video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, put thumbs up if you liked it, and see you in my next one.